Hey, what's up, YouTube? DUBKDAD. First off, I want to thank you guys for all the love and support you guys showed me on the previous video. They got 300 likes, 400 comments, just, you know, astronomical to me. You guys haven't shown me that much love in a long time, and I appreciate that. Lets me know that when I put my mind to it, I can really present content to you all that you really like and enjoy. And I'm going to keep trying to do that. I've had this channel for a long time, and I've had my ups and downs, and hopefully I'm back up. Shout out to xDoomfirex. He suggested that I make Hintama Soul archetype. No. He suggested Volcanics, and you guys know that I love Volcanics. I mean, look up my Rocket Priest videos. I fucking love Volcanics. Volcanic Rocket, 1900 attack, 1400 defense. Volcanic Shell. It's in a grave, pay 500, search another one. Volcanic Queen, my quick draw decks run this. Then you got Blaze Accelerator, you got Royal Firestorm Guards. I mean, it's Konami just half-assed that archetype so hardcore, and I designed 3 cards that I feel would make the deck competitive. The cards are really good for this archetype. I tried to make them so that they're not splashable like Maxi or Tour Guide or Effect Veiler or MST or that kind of thing. They work really good for this archetype, but they're absolutely garbage outside of the archetype. And for this exercise of designing these cards, that was my goal, to make them really archetype specific, really good for the archetype, but balls outside of the archetype. And that's a pretty hard job. First card I designed for the archetype is a spell. It's called Quantum Blaze Accelerator. So like Blaze Accelerator, like Tri-Blaze Accelerator, it's a continuous spell and has Blaze Accelerator in its name. That means it's searchable by Volcanic Rocket. The effect of the continuous spell Quantum Blaze Accelerator: send 1 volcanic monster from your hand to the graveyard, draw 1 card. You cannot attack the turn this card is activated. So, just like Blaze Accelerator, Tri-Blaze Accelerator, it has that passive-aggressive thing, and that's how I feel that Volcanics should operate, passive-aggressive. I mean, 1900 attack, 1700 attack on Royal Firestorm Guard, Volcanic Slicer, 1800 attack. It has burn effect. Scattershot has a burn effect. So all the cards in the Volcanic series, they either have like some aggressive aspect with big attack, or they have a burn effect, but they can't attack. So that's the passive aggressiveness of it. But what's good about this card is its deck thinning and draw power. Something that I feel that a lot of archetypes need, some kind of thinning and draw power, and this is just massive draw power and deck thinning. So imagine opening up Rocket and Shell. So you summon Rocket, get Quantum Blaze, send Shell, draw a card, search Shell, send Shell, draw a card, search Shell, send Shell, draw a card. I mean, that's fucking amazing. Amazing first turn play. You can attack, so mid-game is not as great, but the deck is passive-aggressive anyway, so most times you're not caring about attacking because you're setting up for your win condition. Something that this deck, Volcanics, and a lot of other failed archetypes that Konami's made, they failed to give them win conditions. All the successful decks and archetypes have win conditions. Dino Rabbit has Lagiadolka, Insectors have successful Hornet resolutions, Hieratics have a Tomb and Gustav Max and Red and D, Chaos Dragons have Future Fusion and all the other bullshit. This deck needs a win condition. So we're building to that. The second card that I designed for the archetype is called Volcanic Summoner. It's a monster, 500 attack, 2000 defense, again, level 4. The effect of the card is when this card is normal summon, special summon, or flip summon, it's switched to defense. Once returned, you can discard 1 card to the graveyard, add 1 volcanic monster from your grave or deck to your hand. So with 2000 defense, 500 attack is not doing anything. It's not going to attack anyway, because as soon as the summon is going to go to defense. So immediately you can make use of that 2000 ass. Pitch a dead Blaze Accelerator, dead Quantum Blaze Accelerator. Search your deck for a Rocket or a Shell, or you need monster removal, Volcanic Queen, and then you're loading up your graveyard, again making this card useful freaking finally, Royal Firestorm Guard. So between Volcanic Summoner and Quantum Blaze Accelerator, you're making this card playable. My god, it's a pot of avarice on legs, but it's not even freaking playable because there's there's no reliable, consistent way to dump pyros in the grave to make use of his effect. Send 4 pyros, draw 2 cards. That's an amazing effect, but as of now, it's not reliable and it's not playable. Now, what's the use of all this drawing and deck thinning and dumping shit to the grave and recycling and all that? Well, I gave the deck a win condition. It's in the form of the 3rd card that's an Xyz. It's called Volcanic Arsenal. It's a rank 4. It requires 2 level 4, so it's generic. You can run Spy in it. You can run Spy engine, Gravekeeper engine, flip Spy, get another Spy, make it Summoner Monk, which I feel would be the best way. Pitch this, you don't go minus. Get your rocket, do some stuff, then overlay and Xyz for Volcanic Arsenal. 1500 attack, 2600 defense. 1500 attack so that it's not coming out and just like being big badass beating you down for all this damage. But 2600 defense to go along with that passive aggressive thing I was talking about. So 2600 defense, usually going to summon a thing and then plop it down in defense mode. 2600 defense is pretty solid. It's not impossible to get over. I mean, Red MD, Black Vesture Soldier, Tim Tempo, a lot of cards can get through it, and so that's why I kind of gave it that 2600 attack. I want the shit to be fair that I create. Once returned, you can detach one material and activate one of these effects. First effect, target 1 pyro monster in your graveyard. Both players take damage. Both players take direct damage to the life points equal to the number of stars of the monster times 200. So if you have a Volcanic Queen at level 6, both you and your opponent are taking 1200 damage, just like that. I mean, it's not obsessive. I didn't say the attack of the monster because that'd be ridiculous. Burn you both for 2500. Either that'd be a tie, in the game in a draw, or just be overpowered. Do some quick damage and then make this thing, and then burn your opponent like Ring of Destruction style for game. I didn't want anything quite like that. Kind of gave it that Dark Strike fighter type effect with a level, but I made it only for pyros, and you have to detach and target, giving your opponent a chance to DD Crow your target and make the effect fizzle. The second effect, detach 1 material, special summon 1 volcanic monster from your grave to the field. It cannot attack this turn. So lets you further recycle your rocket, further recycle Volcanic Summoner, or if your queen was successfully summoned, you can bring her back and use her other effect where you can tribute a card on your side of the field, burn your opponent for 1000. The cool thing about this is if you do that, you kind of have 2 boss monsters. You have your 2600 defense and your 2500 attack. I mean, she still has her maintenance costs where you have to tribute one of your monsters or you take 1000 yourself. So, having her on the field can be detrimental. But if you set your field up right, she's not as detrimental. And so now you have, a pretty good wombo combo going. And you can lock your opponent down with that passive aggressive thing I was talking about. So tell me, guys, what you think about. Tell you what you think about the cards I designed. Again, I want to thank xDoomfirex for suggesting Volcanics. That was just like right up my alley. I would love to be able to play these cards. I mean, look at these. I would love to be able to play these cards and make those cards tier 1. How amazing would that be? If you guys like to see me design more cards, let me know. I mean, look what xDoomfirex did. He picked the archetype that he knows that I like. So he kind of cheated his way for that. So, maybe that's your hint to get me to design a card and get that shout out. Also comment if you think the cards I made are shit, because a lot of you guys thought the cards I made in the last video were overpowered. If you think these are overpowered, let me know. I don't think they're overpowered. In a world with Zen Mains and Atum and Gustav Max and Lavalval Chain and Volcanosaurus and all the other shit, I don't think that this is the cards I make are overpowered at all. I mean, that's my opinion. DUBKDAD, having fun, and I'm out.